OnePlus just announced the OnePlus 10 Pro in China, but we do know that this flagship phone is coming to the US, Europe and India later this year, so if you're interested in learning more about it, you're in the right place. Over the past few weeks, OnePlus teased us with small bits of information about its upcoming phone, starting with a design review. The OnePlus 10 looks modern, with slightly rounded corners, metal frame, glass back, a hole-punch camera at the top left corner of its display, and on the back a huge Hasselblad branded camera module. That one usually steals the show, and it holds 3 cameras, a 48 megapixel main one, a 50 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and an 8 megapixel telephoto. And to keep things consistent, the camera flash has a little circle in the camera module too. Now, speaking of the camera, OnePlus was eager to share some of its features with us, and let's just say this is a phone that enthusiasts or professional photographers and video editors will likely love. First, we have something OnePlus calls second generation Hasselblad Pro mode, and this is where that Hasselblad branding on the camera comes in. With this feature, users can capture photos in 12-bit RAW format containing minimally processed data, unlike more commonly used image formats like PNG or JPEG. What this means is, if you like editing your photos after capturing them, you have a lot more to work with. Also, according to OnePlus, the 10 Pro can capture photos with a 25% increase in P3 color gamut coverage and can process 64% more color over the OnePlus 9 Pro, so at least on paper that's a big jump. There's also a movie mode on the OnePlus 10 Pro, which we've seen the interface of, and it's yet another helpful tool for creators to do more with their phone. As the name suggests, movie mode lets the user adjust the camera's ISO, shutter speed and so on. Similarly to the Hasselblad Pro mode we mentioned earlier, that can shoot photos in a minimally processed RAW format, movie mode can capture video in the log format without a preset picture profile, so video editors can also have a greater dynamic range to work with. And speaking of video, the phone can shoot at up to 4K 120 frames per second, so that's pretty impressive too. But let's move on to something simpler to understand about the OnePlus 10 Pro, and that is the ultra-wide camera. OnePlus says that it can capture in either 150 degrees or a more traditional 110. From the sample photos we have of that camera, it appears perfect for capturing huge environments or for experimental, creative shots. It's always nice to have a wide-angle camera like that, and 150 degrees is quite a bit more than we usually get. Now let's talk about the OnePlus 10 Pro specs. As a 2022 flagship, the phone is packing 12GB of RAM and is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. For storage, we get 128GB or 256. The charging situation is pretty impressive and ahead of the competition. Not only does the OnePlus 10 Pro have the largest battery on a OnePlus phone yet, 5000 mAh, but it charges fast. We're talking 80W charging or 50W wireless charging. OnePlus says that this phone can charge from 0 to 100 in just 32 minutes or wirelessly in just 47 minutes. And considering the battery size, that charge should last a good while too. On the front of the phone we have something else that's huge, and it's a 6.7-inch screen. It's AMOLED with a variable 120Hz refresh rate that can go as low as 1 Hz to save on battery. OnePlus also says that it's calibrated that display to show accurate and natural colors in both high and low brightness. Like we said, the OnePlus 10 Pro just launched in China and comes in 2 colors, Emerald Forest and Volcanic Black. We're yet to know the exact dates for its global launch, but it's coming soon. The OnePlus 9 Pro launched in March, so that's our best bet right now. Similarly, OnePlus hasn't announced a price for the global market yet, but speculations for the OnePlus 10 Pro go around $1,000, so those flagship specs will definitely come at a flagship cost. But the more affordable OnePlus 10 model should be around $750. So there we have it, everything you may want to know about the OnePlus 10 Pro summed up. It's shaping up to be quite a photography-oriented flagship phone, running Android 12 and Oxygen OS 12 on top. Stay tuned to PhoneArena for more updates on this phone, including a review when we get it. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.